morning, everyone. Listen, I'm down in North Wildwood. We just came down for vacation. I was going to film this live tomorrow morning, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Even on a gray day. Even on a gray day, it's beautiful down here. But it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, so I couldn't go to the beach to do this. So I'm filming it today. It's Saturday. We just got down here. And it's just starting to rain, but that's okay. So, I was planning on coming to the beach, and I was thinking, what would be a great junior sermon for the beach? And I remembered there's this really cool verse in the Bible about sand. And as you can see, I'm surrounded by sand. So I'd like to read you this Bible verse. And it comes from the book of Psalms, okay, chapter 139, verses 17 to 18. And I'm going to read that to you. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. And when I awake, I am still with you. Think about that. The thoughts that God has for us would outnumber the grains of sand. So, on that thought, I brought my bucket. And I'm going to show you something. If I were to fill up my bucket here, I'm going to pretend that this bucket, okay, is maybe my whole life, all right? My whole life. And if I were to fill this up with some sand, it'll take a while. I'm going to keep going. I got to get this filled up. Oh boy, it is taking longer than I thought. All right, so there's my life, pretty much filled. Each one of these grains of sand is a thought that God has had for me, just for me alone. Could I count them? Could I count all this sand? No, I couldn't count that, could I? So let's try something else. Let's say this is for the past year of my life. If I were to fill this up with sand, maybe that would be easier to count. Let's see. So here's my year of my life. Oh my goodness. Look at all those little grains of sand. Could I count them? No, I can't. Yet God has thought of me this many times. So let's go maybe to this past month. Okay? You're supposed to make this a month. And I fill it up with all God's thoughts. All this sand. Look how many times God has thought about me. I couldn't count that, could I? And even if I took this little cup, and we'll say this is for my week down the shore, and I filled that up with all this good thoughts from God, it still is too much to count. That is such an amazing thought to think that God, this says it right here, God is thinking of me so much, okay, that I couldn't even count the times that God has thought about me. Just like this sand, I couldn't count this sand. God is always thinking about us, you and me and everybody else. That's a pretty awesome thought, isn't it? So the next time you go to the beach or go to the lake, somewhere where you see sand, think about that. God has so many awesome thoughts for you, and you couldn't even count them. And that's why you gotta remember to always thank Him for all the wonderful things He does for you. I'm thanking Him for this great vacation I'm about to have. Even though it might rain, that's okay, because you can still have fun in the rain. And I'm thankful that my boys are gonna be coming down to join me at some points during the week. And I'm thankful that I got a new job. I was worried about that. I'm thankful for a lot of things this week. And I want you to think about all the things that you're thankful for. Okay, so let's say a quick prayer, and then we'll say goodbye. Dear Jesus, thank you that I can be at the beach this week. I thank you for all the blessings. But Lord, I really thank you for all those amazing thoughts you have about us. You think about us all the time. We are always in your thoughts, and you want us to do well. And you want us to cherish you and to serve you, Lord. Help us to always remember that. And help us to always remember to pray to you. And thank you for taking